Next one is from the brand new album Alive, and it's called Truth.
Go!
Thank you. Can tell you what will suit your needs. Nobody can bring happiness yourself. You don't wanna feel you're trapped inside a box. You just wanna show really out. Raise your head way up high. Rebel souls. Inside of you will never fade away. You know what is real, and you know what is fake. You don't wanna feel trapped inside a box. You just wanna show, bring the iron out. Raise your head way up high. Rebel souls never die. Raise your head way up high. Rebel souls never die. Raise your head way up high. Rebel souls never die. Raise your head way up high. Rebel souls never die. Rebel souls. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's it.
Hi, I'm Liz with the Florida Live Entertainment Channel, brought to you by Livestream Entertainment. We're here at Train to Rock School of Music in Royal Palm Beach, Florida, with Wendell.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And the band NZM. They're a power metal band, and I want to hear all about them. What's your name?
Nick Marino.
Are you the leader of the band?
Yeah, I'm the lead singer and keyboard player.
That's great. How about you?
Jason Dean Motion, bass and vocals.
Yeah, Denver Cooper, and I play lead guitar.
Mark Ellis, I play drums.
That's fabulous. So tell me about NZM, the recording stuff, your new CD, anything, I want to know all about you.
NZM is power metal band from South Florida, and we started back in 2010. It was a little bit different lineup, but I guess 3 or 4 years ago we started a new lineup. Actually, 2 years ago. Yeah, is that correct?
I think it was
Yeah.
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and we have already 3 albums, and the new album just came out. It's called Alive, and
Where is it?
right there. Yeah, show it to the camera. We're very proud of it. So it took us like a long time to record and mix it, but we're a little bit behind the schedule because it was supposed to be done when last year in December. But yeah, yeah. There you go.
Come on, what are you saying behind schedule?
Whatever. Yeah. But anyway, so we are NZM. We have 3 albums, and check out www.nzmband.com.
Okay, Nick. Now, can we ask you what your influences were as far as music goes?
Mostly heavy metal, like traditional heavy metal, and we switched to power metal. That's my passion. But by the way, it happens that I also play keyboards and sing with Mr. Ingrid Malmsteen.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and the drummer here, he's also part of that band. He's playing drums, Mark Ellis.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good to know. So we are influenced a little bit by Maestro, of course, but mostly we love, like everybody else, Iron Maiden. We love Led Zeppelin, of course. You know, we got all good power metal bands, the Ronnie James Dio. That's our influences.
Okay.
You have some other roots too, don't you?
Oh yeah. Okay, now now you
here we go.
Okay, now you got me. All right. Yeah, I'm a keyboard player. And as a keyboard player, you have to play jazz, you have to play R&B and everything. And I love all genre. Okay, and I happened to tour with Case and the Sunshine Band, which is the funkiest band alive from America.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I play keyboards there too.
You know Jeffrey.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. The new CD, Alive, NZM. Don't forget to go on the Train to Rock page and like it on Facebook and the Florida Live Entertainment page and the Livestream Entertainment page. Shameless plug. Anyway, you guys so much. You guys were fabulous.
Thank you so much.
All right. Absolutely. That's a wrap.
Horns to everybody.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Liz with Florida Live Entertainment Channel, brought to you by Livestream Entertainment. We're here today with Wendell, you know Wendell, and John Hollis from Rockers in Recovery, and we want to know all about it.
Hey guys, John Hollis with Rockers in Recovery. Well, we started in 2008, and Rockers in Recovery has been around through media. We are a media company. That's what we do. Rockers in Recovery is a media company. We are a for-profit organization, and we brand it as such, and we do live concerts, and we do a lot of different things. But the media aspect of it is what we're really all about. We started out as a radio show on an AM radio dial in Boca Raton, Florida. We were on the air from 2008 until 2013. We did 16 hours a week of airtime, and through that process, we ended up, we started the first Rockers in Recovery show in 2008, and we were on the air Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. In the afternoon to 3, and then at night from 10 to 11.
Okay.
And then on the weekends, we were on the air from, I think, 4 to 6, and then on Sundays, we were 9 to midnight.
Wow.
So it was huge. We had a lot of airtime. And through that process, in 2009, we ended up podcasting the live broadcast. So we hooked up to Blog Talk Radio and started to air all of our shows on Blog Talk Radio that were being live on the AM dial. And then around 2012, me and a buddy of mine, Stephen J. Gray, did our first live streaming broadcast, where we were actually sitting in a studio and with cameras all around us and split screens and all of that. We were like the first ones to ever actually do all of that stuff, and that was 2011. Around the same time, so we're having a radio shows going on. I woke up one night in the middle of the night, and it was December. I actually seen it on Facebook. There was an announcement, past announcement, memories on Facebook the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And it was from 2010, and it was December the 6th that we had put out that we were having our first Rockers in Recovery Music Festival, which was going to be held. It was called the Lover Recovery Music Festival, and it was going to be held on February the 12th of 2011. So me and Lori, at that point, we had decided that we wanted to throw a show for the community. Wow. We had no clue how we were going to pay for it. We had about 38 cents in the account, and
Sounds familiar.
had no clue, man. And you know something, we were all media at that point, and we were on Facebook. We started our Facebook account in 2008. And so, years later, we have, like 140,000 people. But back then, we had 3. And they didn't watch. They didn't listen.
Oh, my God.
But what happened was, over the years, it grew and it grew. And in 2011, we put out that we were going to be doing our first concert. Or in 2010, we were going to put out our first concert. And, of course, I was very excited about that. And I was very excited that everybody else was going to be as excited as I was.
Yeah.
So I started to call everybody I know to see if they would sponsor it, and they all said I was crazy and no, they weren't putting a dime into it. And these were people in the recovery community. I was calling treatment centers. Oh, man, they were like, oh, no, well, how's that put heads in my beds? I'm like, really, this is about helping the community. Yeah, it was scary. But the good news, or the bad news, however you want to look at it, was in 2010 when we made the announcement on December 6th. By December 10th, we really knew that we had 38 cents in our account, and by about December 15th, I had no clue how we were going to pay for it, but I just kept having the faith. And I was doing a show, 10 o'clock show on a Thursday night. I'll never forget it as long as I live. And I was on with a guy, Robert Cluck, and it was last 15 minutes of the show, I was doing a commercial break, and my aunt called and let me know my dad passed away. So I had like 15 minutes left of the show to go through, and at the end of the show, I called my aunt, and my dad had passed away, and I had to go up north. Long story short, my dad left me an inheritance that not only paid for the concert in February.
Wow.
The life insurance came through on one of his life insurance policies, and we were able to pay the whole thing in full without any sponsors. And then I paid for the next 3 after that out of the inheritance. So we did the first 4 concerts, based largely on the part that my dad had left me money to be able to do it. Now, I look at that as like a miracle, but I also look at that as like, hey, listen, when the old man left that money, because I was a stone cold drug addict. And, I know he had to be saying to himself, do I really want to leave this cat a couple $100,000? What's he going to do with it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the good part about the whole thing was that in honor of him and all the bullshit that he put up with me, excuse my French, we get to carry a message of hope to the community and help a lot of people. And through that, I was able to employ some rockers. Richie Supa, Ricky Bird, we were able to pay them to play. and brought in Chasm Sultan. We ended up building a team for down in the Keys. In November of 2011, we had we paid for the whole band, and it was each person got like $1,500 or whatever it was. But we ended up paying Richie Supa, Ricky Bird, Jeff Kazee, who was with Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes. We had Liberty DeVito, and so the whole thing, that whole undertaking down the Keys, just for those guys alone, it was like almost close to $40,000 to put that production on.
Holy moly.
Yeah. So, but hey, listen, the good news is that Rockers in Recovery, what we have always tried to do. The first one was free. We try to make every event free so people can come in and be a part of it, and nobody can be stopped at the gate because of $1.
Wow.
Let me ask you, if I was a person in trouble,
Mhm.
who would I contact? How would I contact you?
Well, Rockers in Recovery, because we're a media organization, we have media partners that help us to have our radio shows that we still do. You can still find all of that at rockersinrecovery.com, and you can click on the About and see all of our platforms. We have the Rockers in Recovery magazine, online and in print, so there's a lot of different things that we're doing media-wise. So when you go there, there's RAR partners. You can click on that. You're going to see our corporate sponsors, and you're also going to see a list of different treatment programs that has been vetted by Rockers in Recovery. And also you're going to see SAMHSA, which is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration out of Washington, D.C., which is a U.S. government agency that has literally thousands of treatment programs. All you have to do is just call the phone number and tell them where you're at, and they can give you a suggestion. There's also Music Cares on there. There's a lot of different organizations on there that you can get help with. We're not here to, market for anybody. What we're here to be able to do is get out there and let people know that there's help. Right now in the United States, there's 200 people a day dying of heroin overdoses.
Wow.
200 a day. Unite to Fight Addiction and the Love of Recovery Music Festival is going to be happening, and that's happening on February 10th and 11th of 2017. So we have the night before with the meet and greet. We have it's open to the public. It's free. We have a sit-down meal, the whole 9 yards. People can come in. There's a buffet and everything that you could imagine to be there. To help people to feel comfortable, we have some music, some unplugged players that come in and play some music, but we have some keynote speakers that come in. And we have Ken Seeley, who's an interventionist from A&E. He's flying in from L.A. He's going to be speaking on intervention.
Wow.
We have Tim Cheney from Troopers Foundation. He's going to be speaking about MATs, which is medically assisted treatment. We have Dr. Nick Colangelo, who is a substance abuse provider or a substance abuse treatment provider since 1982, involved with an organization called Clearbrook, who's been around since 1972.
Whoa.
So he's in to speak. We have his wife, who's a huge family component. We have there's a lot. Lyle Freed from the Shores, he's going to be there. So it's going to be a great meet and greet. There's other professionals. John Lehman from FAR is going to be there. He's going to be speaking. So and we're adding some people. Kathy Denegris. There's a bunch of other people. But the cool part is that's the meet and greet that lasts from 7 to 10 p.m. on the 10th. And that's on the 10th.
Next year,
That's
right?
coming up in February. And actually, I got my cheat sheet here. It's the Grand Palms Hotel, and that's 110 Grand Palms Drive, Pembroke Pines, Florida. And then the next day at C.V. Smith Park, we start at 11 o'clock, and we have 4 keynote speakers that go from 11 to 12. And then starting at 10 o'clock, right now the band list, or starting at 12 o'clock, the band list is the Wolf Project, and then we have Astrid Vox, Grateful Road, Sada, Crush, Anthony Fellows and Friends, and we have the Rockers in Recovery Band, which is made up of different people that come in and our special guests of Rockers in Recovery, and to kind of put together a band behind it. We have George Massengill from the Chillbillies. We have Andy Babe Pace on drums. He was a drummer for Gary U.S. Bonds.
Wow.
We have Don Taylor on sax from Leonard Skinner. Drew Preston from the Drew Preston Project's going to be there. We have, a lot of different people. So you can go to rockersandrecovery.com, and you can actually, on the right-hand side, click on the download and download both flyers.
Okay, I did that too. I downloaded. Well, thank you, John. Is there anything else that we didn't cover? I think we got a good idea of what Rockers in Recovery
I
is.
think so. I think so.
You think?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, take two.
Just joking. All right. Well, thank you for being here, John, and we'll see you soon.
Bet. Thank you.
That's a wrap. Hi, I'm Liz with the Florida Live Entertainment Channel, brought to you by Livestream Entertainment. We're here at Train to Rock School of Music in Royal Palm Beach, Florida, with Wendell and the Mikey Cunningham Band, right? And the Aftermath.
Yes.
Mikey Cunningham and the Aftermath. Let me get that right.
That's right. Get it right.
So, Mikey, tell me all about your band and just give me enlighten us.
Well, it's a three-piece of
Okay.
technical shred. It's not really just an instrumental band as much. It's very focused around the guitar musically, and basically that's it. It's a solo guitarist type of deal.
Okay.
Three-piece: drums, bass, guitar, and
Okay.
like I said, without a front man, I make sure that we make the music to where it's focused, centered around the guitar.
Okay.
Who's your influence? Where did?
Yeah, I mean, from a young book up until now, I would have to say like Yngwie Malmsteen, Steve Vai.
I knew he was going to say that.
Yngwie and Steve
Right,
Vai,
well,
yeah.
the usuals.
Yeah,
The
You know,
good
I
ones.
don't mean to
Okay.
name drop, but
Sure,
I mean, of
sure.
course, those are the usuals, and that's really why I wanted to do the whole guitar act
Yeah.
without vocals. Is just watching those guys my whole life and what they do, and just really inspiring to me. I started out as a thrash metal kid.
Okay.
I was in a number of thrash metal bands when I was younger, and I don't know, it was fun and everything, but I was missing something. And when I discovered Steve Vai's and the Yngwie Malmsteens of the world and started listening to that stuff, actually, I discovered Yngwie very first. That was the first I heard Rising
Wow.
Force, and that was it. That's what I want to do. It was very evident to me then.
Okay. Can you would you introduce the members of your band and what they
Sure.
do?
Over here we have the lovely Miss Gail Bird,
Hi, Gilbert.
my bass player, and my wife also.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Soon to be, we're engaged.
Soon to be.
Wow.
Oh, don't start any rumors now. People
over
will
here-
talk.
And over here is my roadie, Mike. I'm just kidding. Over here is my drummer extraordinaire, Mr.
Okay.
Michael. Michael. He prefers
All right,
it.
Michael.
Where are you from, Michael?
Here in Florida. Born in Tampa, grew up in Miami, lived in Fort Lauderdale, lived in Tennessee for a little while. Actually moved there with a band to do music, and it was wonderful while we were there. Moved back several years ago, moved to Fort Lauderdale. My whole thing started with Gene Krupa, of all people. I was more of a Gene
Really?
Krupa guy than, everybody's Buddy Rich, and it goes, I like more of a performance. Not knocking Buddy Rich because he's phenomenal, but Gene Krupa was one of the guys back in the day that was very animated and didn't kind of sit around.
Which probably works well with
Well,
what you guys
and
are
it's
doing,
even one of those things that evolved into, Ginger Baker, Mitch Mitchell, let's see, the guy from The Who, what the heck is his name? Keith Moon.
Keith
You
Moon.
know, very
Yeah.
animated type of guys, and then it even led even farther to that. I started listening to John Bonham, and then I thought to myself, well, who was the guy that this guy looked at? And he has always spoken about Charlie Parker from James Brown Band being the guy that he looked at. And, I like Mikey. I was kind of a thrash metal guy growing up, but I grew up listening to Motown and 70s funk. My parents, they were a huge influence when it came to the type of music that I listened to. And that's one of those things that on the back end is always kind of dragged in. And yeah, you can be technical, you can be this and that, but does it have groove? Does it make you want to, move? And then even nowadays, guys like Shannon Larkin from Godsmack, phenomenal drummer, very animated. And then the guy from Seven Dust, Morgan Rose, just phenomenal drummers, very animated. They don't just sit back there and play, and for some people that's fine. If you want to just sit back there and play,
Yeah.
that's fine. With what we're doing, we're trying to make the music be the front man. So I can't just really sit back there. I got to give it my all. And that's kinda
Okay.
where I come from.
Okay.
That's where I come from.
All right. And Gailbert, do you have anything you want to say?
Well, I have a totally different background.
Okay.
I was born and raised in South Florida, down like Davie area, country. So I
Really?
grew up on country music. He hates country
Shame
music.
on you.
Shame on you,
I
Mikey.
did
Wasn't nice.
country music, but my idol at the time when I was like 11, 12 was Linda Ronstadt, all the like the more progressive country music that
Yeah.
was coming up. I really was digging that stuff. And I played guitar. And I played guitar all my life, and I didn't start playing bass until about 3.5 years ago when he needed a bass player and couldn't seem to get one that would stick. And we just looked at each other one day and said, well, why don't you just play bass, at least temporarily or something, you know, just for now. And, well, now he's stuck with me. I love it. I love playing bass. I still love playing guitar. I still love country music. I have to admit, I love all kinds of music.
Yeah, me
But
too.
I love what we are doing in this band, and playing the bass has just opened up a whole new world for me. I'm so, like, excited. I learn something every single day. Every
Wow.
week, it's like, there's like, the sky's the limit. And
Wow.
It's just, I'm really excited about it.
All right, awesome. So, guys, are you promoting anything today, Mikey? Do you have some shows coming up, or what do you? Is there anything?
As a matter of fact, we do. We have a show coming up in our home in Jensen Beach
Okay.
at the Oceanside Pub.
Okay.
That always fun to play that place because that's where we're from, and you know all our friends, everybody will be there. And
Wow.
we have 2 good bands coming up, Dark Premises and Born Beneath.
Okay.
Are going to open up the show for us, and
Okay.
and it's going to be a whole night of just magic and mayhem.
Okay.
You know.
Let me ask you,
Okay.
before we go, is it hard to get gigs seeing that you don't have, it's not a vocal project, or do you think that does that play into your?
You know, there's 2 ways you can go about getting a gig, and I try not to tell them when they say, what kind of band is it? I don't say instrumental. Because when you say that, they automatically assume, oh, it's music without words.
Yeah.
And that is just not the case. There is a difference between a song that has been written and the vocals are missing, and a song that has been written around the instruments, around
Yeah.
the instrumentation. I think Frank Zappa was a prime example of that in the way that he had lyrics in his songs, but if you listen to the instrumentation
Oh,
behind
yeah.
the lyrics,
it was.
you almost didn't even need the lyrics there, which is why I believe half the time he made up goofy lyrics because the lyrics were pretty much null and void from the song in the first place.
Yeah.
What you were listening to was the quality of the instrumentation. So what I usually do when we're applying for a gig, or well, usually we're asked anyway. Somebody
Okay, great.
sees us and they ask, they want us. So that's usually how I get most of the gigs.
Okay.
But if I'm applying something I haven't to, I always compare it to Steve Vai or Joe Satriani, just because then they get to feel what it is. It's not just instrumental music without words. We do have a front man. It's the guitar.
Okay.
And this is all about the guitar.
All right. And do you have a Facebook page that they
Yes,
can
we
go
do.
to?
Yes,
Okay.
we do. Mikey Cunningham and the Aftermath Facebook page. We also have a website, www.mikeycunningham.org. We're on Google Play, Spotify. There's
Okay.
nowhere we probably aren't. So
You're gonna be
Okay.
doing some stuff for us right now, aren't you?
yes, we're gonna play one of our songs off the first album, "Creepy Halloween Cat."
I like that.
Creepy Halloween.
Yes, and then we're gonna play a Christmas classic. We're gonna do the Peanuts theme.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Is
Love
the
that.
Gary Hoey version. Oddly enough, we're going to do a cover today. And then we're going to do our title track off our latest record, which
Okay.
is Massive Head Wound. I know,
I like it.
such nice titles. It's
Oh my God. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for
Thank you.
being here.
For
Can't
sure.
wait to see you play. That's a wrap.
Let's do it. You ready? we're going to do Massive Head Wound. All right, ready? Thank you.
Thanks for watching today's show. We'd like to thank Livestream Entertainment, Train to Rock School of Music,
John Hollis.
Nick Z. Marino with the NZM Band and the Boys in the Band.
Which were fabulous.
Mikey Cunningham in the Aftermath.
Awesome.
And they've got a chick bass player, right?
Yes, they sure do.
Okay, please go on and like our pages on Facebook, Florida Live Entertainment, Livestream Entertainment, Train to Rock School of Music. Stay tuned for future episodes of the Florida Live Show. We'll be airing them soon. That's a wrap.